Okay, and I think I am live. So, yep, according to YouTube, I am live. So, first off, just wanted to say welcome to everyone who's watching. Thank you for joining this live stream. I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible, or just try to get through these points as quickly as possible. But first, let me give you a little bit of background information as to why I am making this live stream. The purpose of this live stream is because I recently had a little bit of a discussion, a little bit of a back and forth with a fellow YouTuber who I highly respect. I think he's a really cool dude. I like the guy a lot. Nice guy. His name is Geoffrey Schofield, and he's also known as Geoff. Hey guys, how you doing? What's up, Gavin? And by the way, yeah, if you can comment, let me know what you guys are thinking as you guys are watching this stuff. Please feel free to pitch in. Is my voice? Can you guys hear me? Is everything good? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up or something. Everything good? If someone can. But anyways, I'm guessing everything's good because I'm getting peace symbols and stuff from Gavin. But anyways, back to the topic here. This live stream is in regards to a response to, okay, but I request a video about the way your bed is angled at some point. Yeah, I don't know why. It has to do with the camera, man. It has to do with the camera. But cool. But anyways, yeah, this video is in regards to Geoffrey, response to Geoffrey, because I asked if Geoffrey wanted to do some type of discussion, because he initially made a video on a review on the Game Changers, and some of the things that he said in his video weren't necessarily the most accurate thing to say in regards to the nutrition aspects of everything. Now, he has his opinions on the film, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with having your own opinions and not liking a film for whatever reasons. Even if you have beliefs, if you believe a certain film was biased for a certain reason, whatever the case may be, I completely understand. But when it comes to the science, there's really no room to not be accurate, to say the least, okay? And I hold science to a very high regard. And I think Geoffrey does too, as well. The problem is I don't know where he's getting his science. I don't think he necessarily means bad by any of this. Like I said, I respect the guy. I like the guy. I watch his content. He's a good dude. I just wish he would have been present to do this discussion, but he said he couldn't do the discussion. So essentially it was just, and I'll actually show you the discussion or the little back and forth that we had. It was in, I'm sorry guys. This is my first time doing this, cut me. So if the screen goes like blue or something like that, that's just me like looking through the windows. Essentially what Geoffrey said was right here. I'll bring it up. Give me a second. It was right here. He had a lengthy response, and he essentially said he couldn't do a discussion because he's a very busy dude. He's got clients he's got to deal with. He's working over 100 hours. I completely understand. I'm not going to knock the guy for trying to work. But the only qualm that I have with that is that I know the guy makes videos every day. I know this because I'm subscribed to the guy. I watch his content. And I'm guessing those videos take about 30 minutes to an hour at least to put together and render and all that good stuff and edit them together. I know this because I'm a content creator, and this conversation or this discussion probably would take only about the same amount of time. But I understand his point that it would take more time because he would need to do a lot of research behind all that. So I do understand that point, but it's in regards to nutrition. And I think if you're in this field of training and working out or whatever the case may be, I think you should be educated in regards to nutrition. So he commented, I'm going to bring this window right over, as you can see there. Like I said, it was a lengthy comment. And I'm just going to start off with this. I don't really want to respond to any of this over here. As you can see, a very, very lengthy response. I necessarily don't really care about any of this. I'm going to be honest. What I care about is the science. But for some reason, I did notice that he had talked about veganism again and the Game Changers. And I made this very clear in my response video to him to his video, that the Game Changers film is not a vegan movie. It's not about veganism. The movie or the film is based on science. It's based on plant-based nutrition or science-based nutrition. That's all the film was really about, and there was a bunch of anecdotal evidence to support the science that was brought forth. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, the producer, James Wilkes himself, is not vegan himself. And I think a lot of those doctors that were on the film are not vegan either, or some of them aren't, I'm not sure. But they promote a plant-based lifestyle or plant-based diet because science has shown that a plant-based diet is the healthiest diet to follow. So let me reduce this, bring this back over. So what we're going to do, essentially, is we're going to look at the science that he brought forth. And we're just going to talk about it very free-flowy, if you will. That's the best way I can say it, free-flowy. So first off, he brought up the Inuit for some reason. And in his original video, he said that the Inuit have they're very healthy, and that their heart health is really good, and their cholesterol level, like their blood work is like really good in regards to the Inuit, and that was like shut down real quick. If anybody's done any type of research on the Inuit, we know that the Inuits are not healthy at all, and I showed that in my video, and you'll find the video in the description box of this live stream, by the way, and you'll find Geoffrey's channel and his video as well too. In regards to what he's talked about in like the Inuit, I don't know where this idea is coming from, that the Inuit were like really healthy on a diet that was primarily based on the flesh of fish and like animal blubber and whatnot. I think they eat some plants here and there, but there are some times during the year where they can't eat any plants, and it's like 100% like straight fish. And so it's very high, full of cholesterol and all that stuff, but it does have the good fats. Remember, it has the omega-3 fats. Why are you guys so quiet, by the way? Am I really that enticing? You guys can talk in the comment sections. I'll try to reply to you, by the way. I'm just saying, I've noticed all I got is a few thumbs up, but what's up, Metal Demon? I see you. Epic Math Time, all that stuff. Gavin and AR. AR, by the way, for those of you who don't know, that's Antoinette. That's my girlfriend. She's watching the live stream in the room next door, or right here, not too far away from me. But anyways, we're going to talk about the Inuit and his response in regards to the Inuit. His response into the Inuit in his comment, like I said, because he doesn't want to discuss it, and I understand if he can't do it, but his response was a Discover magazine article and an NPR magazine as well too. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not read those articles, and the reason why I did not read those articles is because they're articles. What I care about is the science. Now, this is the way typically a discussion should happen. When someone has a disagreement with someone, or a disagreement with the science, the way I think it should be done is you should show where the flaw is in the science, what's wrong with it, because yes, sometimes science can be flawed by design, or they can be misinterpreted very easily, and that happens all the time. And sometimes it just happens. It's not that big of a deal. But that should be cleared up first. So you clear up where the flaw is with whatever the science is. That's number one. And then two, then you bring forth your science. Because if you don't clear up the science first, then it's just one person showing science, and then you have another person showing science. And then you just have like two people just going back and forth, talking back and forth, saying, well, I've got this science, and you got this other person saying, I've got this science, and who's right? Well, no one knows who's right because all you're doing is just throwing science in the picture. Someone is obviously right and someone is obviously wrong. Someone's misinterpreted, something's wrong here, and it just needs to be resolved. Now, this was something that was very easily noticed. I noticed it very easily when Dr. Khan debated Chris Kresser on Joe Rogan. And let me tell you, Dr. Khan, I love Dr. Khan. I think he's a brilliant man. I think he's a great doctor. I respect the guy. But he messed up that debate, not by necessarily presenting the science that he brought forth, but by the fact that he didn't actually debunk the professor, honorable professor, by the way, Chris Kresser, very, very mighty professor. He did not debunk Chris Kresser the same way that James Wilkes did. James Wilkes, when he debated Chris Kresser on the Joe Rogan podcast, was an absolute destruction. He embarrassed him, and he showed who, he revealed the colors of Chris Kresser. And those colors are the fact that he is, in fact, a professor, as I've been saying for months now, over a year now, or something like that. I made a video on it. You guys can check out my professor series, if anyone knows. The guy doesn't know what he's talking about, or he's some type of, I don't know, he's got some fucking agenda or some shit. You know how people, I love it how people love to say that, like, vegans got this agenda and all this other crap. Look, man, and I'm going to say this right now. If bacon, ham, fucking chicken breast, fish, whatever the fuck, steak, if all that shit was good for human consumption, then I would say it. If that's what the science shows, then I would say it. Now, I am an ethical vegan, but I'm not just an ethical vegan. I'm also a science-based vegan as well too. Because if the science said that humans are in fact omnivores, that we have the body of an omnivore, like a dog, like my dog Lucy has, then I would show it. Then I would say it. Okay, but that's not the case. The science doesn't show that. So that's why I promote plant-based nutrition, because that's what the science says. It has nothing to do with the bias. I'm not trying to, how can I say this? I'm not trying to screw over science just to support my own bias. So back to the topic. I'm sorry, I went off on a little rant there. Man, I have a really bad tendency of doing that. But anyways, back to the science in regards to the Inuit. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm just looking, somebody listening intently. Gavin is. I'm glad you are. What's up, Frank? I see you, Frank. Shrek is love. Dude, are you calling me Shrek, dude? What is up with you? And thanks, Metal Demon. Yeah, I've been trying to put in some more work in the YouTubes. But are you calling me Shrek, Frank? Let me know, man. But dude, come on. Science does say human are omnivores. Okay, Mikola says that science is omnivores. That the science does support the fact that we are omnivores. Well, please provide the link to your science. Email me. I didn't put it in the description box of this video, but it's I'll put it in later. But if you want to put it here in the comment sections, or if you want to put it there, go ahead. Look, I'm not saying I've read every single piece of science, but in order for you to say that humans are in fact omnivores, you would have to say that dietary cholesterol, saturated fat, heme, iron, all these advanced glycation AGEs, is it endpoints or end products, are healthy for human consumption, and they're not. They're not healthy for human consumption. If anything, these types of substances, they actually promote disease. They actually promote disease. You're a Hulkster, and because you're green, you are therefore Shrek. So, thank you for clearing that up, Frank. Funny guy. Why do you think humans can even digest the meat? Okay, Mikola, the reasons why humans can digest meat is because we have... What the fuck? Okay, the reasons why we can digest meat is because it has proteins, it's made of fat. Humans can digest these things. You know, we could also digest shit. Did you know humans can digest shit? It might make you a little sick. Did you know that humans can also digest the mammary secretions of another animal, such as cow's milk? Did you know that you can digest semen from another animal? Does that mean that you should be consuming it? Not necessarily, man. Okay, just because you can digest something, just because your body can process it, doesn't mean that it's meant for you. Doesn't mean that it's not going to cause disease later in your life. Now, this isn't an attack on you. I'm just telling you what the science says. If you were an omnivore, you wouldn't produce atherosclerosis when you consume saturated fat, dietary cholesterol, trans fat, things of that nature. Dude, humans can digest meat. This is the definition of an omnivore. No, that's not the definition of an omnivore. Actually, go ahead and look up what an omnivore is, because felines are they're carnivores. So if felines are carnivores and they eat a piece of fruit, which they can digest it, does that mean now that they're herbivorous or omnivores as well too? And another point is, actually, I was talking to someone on the chat here before, and someone actually made a really good point. Nature isn't as consistent as you may think it is. Okay, nature isn't so black and white. Okay, when you were created. Okay, Cloud Spiral says we should eat automobiles. Okay, some of the things you guys come up with, man, is really funny. But yeah, Nate, just because you can eat something doesn't mean that's what you are. Now, you can believe that. That's fine. You can believe whatever the hell you want. You can, but that's not what the science. That's not what the science says. Okay. If you were an omnivore, you wouldn't develop chronic disease from eating animal flesh. It's as simple as that, or the byproducts, or the derivatives of what is sourced from an animal, such as dairy and eggs and things of that nature. So let me not to say that you should or it's good for you. Okay, so I'm not gonna harp too long on that. I've already discussed that a whole bunch of times, but let's get into. Well, I already discussed the Inuit, right? In regards to, sorry about that, guys. I know you guys are seeing a blue screen right now. I'm just pulling up my notes real quick. Okay, in regards to Inuit, like I said, Geoffrey, all he did was link two articles. Okay, I'm not saying articles don't count for anything, but look, man, when I've thoroughly debunked what you have said with my science, and you can't debunk my science, and all you're doing, like I said, is just linking some articles from the discovery.com and NPR, it doesn't prove shit. It doesn't prove shit. I would like you, if anyone's going to debunk anything, I think you should find the fallacies in the science that I have shown and that I have linked in the description box of my video. Otherwise, you've got nothing, especially with some article. So I think that's pretty good in regards to the Inuit. I think that's, a open and shut case, as some lawyers may say. Give me a second here. Need to hydrate. So let's move on to the next topic. And this is the one where I got kind of a little ticked off in regards to this. And that's in regards to cholesterol. Articles in the bottom of the evidence hierarchy. Some researchers don't even consider them. I'd agree, Frank. I'd agree. Yeah, Frank is saying that articles are in the bottom of the evidence hierarchy. And along with expert opinion and all that stuff. And it seemed that Coach Geoff, or Geoffrey Schofield, which, by the way, I messed up his name in the video a bunch of times. I kept calling him Schofield. My bad, dude. Yeah, I hope he gets a chance to watch this, but I didn't mean to do that, man. But it's Geoffrey Schofield. Like I said, the guy's a nice guy and everything. But it seems like he gathered a lot of his information from two people, or one main person, and that was that Henselman's fella who disagreed with the Game Changers film. I would actually really love to actually talk to that fella, or even Lane Norton. But we know Lane Norton will never have an actual debate or a discussion with a vegan, right? Because let's just face it, let's just be honest here. And I'm gonna say some pretty bad words here, but Lane Norton's a fucking pussy, right? All he does is just call everyone a zealot, and then he just points the finger and say, you don't understand how to read fucking science, blah, blah, all this other stupid shit. And then when he's challenged to a debate, he backs off like a little bitch. But he makes sure to like go on to like Mark Bell's podcast or Joe Rogan. Of course, I mean, I don't blame him for doing that and trying to get his name out there or his brand out there. But when it comes to actually debating someone, say like Garth Davis or even James Wilkes, I don't know if James Wilkes challenged him or if he ever if James Wilkes challenged him or vice versa. But I'm willing to bet that if it did happen, that Lane Norton would find a way to like snake and weasel his way out of that, because he'd be made to look like a fucking idiot. Oh, and by the way, who else am I? Fucking Vegan Gains, dude. Vegan Gains actually, I think, called him out, and he backed up. I think he just like ignored him or some shit. Like, here's your chance. This is what I understand, like with Lane Norton. Here's Lane Norton's chance to make Vegan Gains look like a fucking idiot. If you're correct, Lane, since Lane has like this understanding of science or whatever, even though I will say he is pretty humble in regards to certain topics of science, I have heard him say, I don't know. But in certain topics, I've heard him be pretty definitive, especially when it comes to the consumption of animal products. And exactly, and he keeps flashing his PhD. I agree, Frank. And he always makes sure, he makes sure to tell you that he's a doctor. He's Dr. Lane Norton, and he is great. Good for him. I think, they don't just hand those things out. But the fact that he won't face anyone, especially like someone like Vegan Gains, who's not a doctor, he's just some fucking YouTuber, some outspoken asshole on YouTube who happens to be vegan. And let's face the facts, guys. If you are vegan and you're watching this and you happen to be a fan of Vegan Gains, the guy is a fucking asshole, all right? If any of you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Vegan Gains. I respect Vegan Gains. I respect the fact that He's extremely smart. He does his work. He does his due diligence. But him and I don't see eye to eye on certain topics. And I was actually trying to have a discussion with him. I'm not trying to get into a huge deal in regards to vegan gains and get in a huge tangent. I've actually made a few videos on him if you want to go check him out. But nonetheless, I respect the guy, and he is extremely smart. And I would love to see a debate between him and Lane Norton. But Lane Norton won't do it. He won't do it. You know why? Because he's being made to look like a fucking idiot. That's why. It's not because Vegan Gains is like some belligerent asshole and he's a dick and all that stuff. No, it's because he knows he's wrong. Or he knows it's going to actually... Vegan Gains is going to run him through the mud, dude. Vegan Gains is going to put it to him, and he better come prepared. And he doesn't want to do it. So, moving back to Geoffrey Schofield and the science that he did link, because he did link some science in his response, in his comment. I'm going to show you the link here. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to pull it over. Oh, God, what happened there? Okay, there we go. You guys, I hope you guys can see it. I'm guessing you guys can see it, right? Yeah, you guys should be able to see it. So these right here is the science that he has linked, and they're actually scientific articles. And it was 4 links in regards to the cholesterol issue, because he thinks that cholesterol is not that big of a deal. He thinks cholesterol, it's okay, but he seems to be like one of those people that thinks that cholesterol should just be consumed in moderation. And he did say in his initial video that the whole cholesterol myth has been debunked. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know where it was debunked. It has been debunked by bro scientists, such as, what's his name? Chris Kresser. He tried to debunk it. Who's that? Drew Manning, that idiot. Second professor ever to make the list, by the way. Drew Manning. He tried to debunk it, and I actually talked to his ass, but he backed out like a little vag. But hey, I mean, what do you? I don't like that guy either. I really, some of these people, man, they spread so much misinformation, and then when you just ask to talk to them, even if you do it politely, when you do it aggressively, whatever it is, they just back off, man. They back off like a bunch of little chumps because they know that all they're doing is just spreading misinformation, and this misinformation shit has really got to stop, man. That shit ain't cool. It doesn't fly. It's one thing to have an opinion. It's another thing to spread misinformation. If you have your opinion, just say it. Just say that this is my opinion. It's not fact. It's just my opinion. I think that cholesterol isn't bad for you. If that's what you believe, but just say it. Those are my beliefs. So that we could all know that it's just your belief and it doesn't mean shit, because beliefs don't mean shit. But whatever. Going on to Geoffrey's science here. This first link right here, I'm going to show you. I have it right here. It's this study right here, actually. It was in regards to, let me see, I can barely see it. Statins and dietary and serum cholesterol are associated with an increased lean mass following resistance training. So let me bring up my notes here real quick. Okay, so this study was essentially on some older people. And if I remember correctly, actually, it was 23 men and 26 women between the ages of 60 to 69 who completed a 12-week resistance exercising training routine 3 times per week with post-exercise protein supplementation. So what Geoffrey is trying to do here is show that cholesterol is okay to consume if you're training, and you seem to get, people will get some type of benefit from consuming cholesterol. Like it helps with building muscle or something to that effect. He had mentioned something, and he had shown like this like little bar graph, and I didn't know what study it was that he used to link it, and I believe it was this study that actually showed it. So in regards to this study, the people who did consume more cholesterol actually did have an increase in lean mass, but there's a few things that have to be taken into account. It was actually, they were also on statins as well too. And I don't know if it says it here in the abstract. I did read the whole study. I actually took it from Sci-Hub and read it. And it actually wasn't that bad of a study. I actually enjoyed the read of it. But they did increase in lean mass, and it was like an extra kilogram. The people, the age group that was consuming the most cholesterol, but also what needed to be accounted for, and the study actually says it in the title, statins, right here. Like, here it is, statins, okay? statins and dietary serum cholesterol are associated with increased lean mass following resistance training in older people, 60 to 69-year-old men and women. Okay, in 12 weeks. And by the way, these weren't like trained older people. These were beginners. These were complete beginners. So if you're saying that dietary cholesterol is good for increasing mass, lean mass, does that mean that statins are too? Like, should we be consuming statins? I mean, this right here, I was like, what in the hell is this when I read this? Because I would never use a study like this to show that dietary cholesterol is something that you should be consuming because of this study. Because this study, it wasn't even just the cholesterol, it was also the statins as well too. But I don't even know why he threw that. So to me, it makes no sense. And again, these were beginners. This wasn't a long-term study, and it was only 12 weeks. And it was with older people. So how does this exactly vindicate dietary cholesterol as something that, like, as a positive thing to be consuming when you're resistance training? Maybe take some statins along with that too. I mean, if you're saying cholesterol is good, then you're saying you have to take statins as well too. For those who don't know, statins it's a drug. It's a lipid lowering drug. It's meant to lower your cholesterol levels, in particularly your LDL cholesterol levels. Let's see what's going on in the comment sections for a second. I drifted off here. Mikola's going off of it again. Look, there are still indigenous tribes whose diet is and was pretty much their whole history predominantly meat-based, simply due to the unavailability of plant-based foods in their location. Okay, Mikola, are you indigenous? Mikola? How are you? Mikola, quick question, dude. Are you in the woods right now, dude? Did you hunt a rabbit? They got some pretty good internet over there in the woods. You got Wi-Fi over there, dude? How's that work over there? I hate when people like bring up this discussion. Oh, people in the indigenous, they eat primarily animal products. Like who? Like the Maasai? Yeah, they're doing really good. The Inuit? Yeah, they're doing outstanding. These people have atherosclerosis. These people don't even make it to like, they're not doing so hot, guys. This comparison of people living in civilized nations, or I shouldn't say civilized. Civilized isn't the correct word. Developed countries comparing themselves to people living in the wild, just trying to survive. Look, dude. If you're on the internet right now, this may be a newsflash to some people here. If you're on the internet right now and you're talking this and you're typing this in, you have a pretty comfortable life. I guarantee it. You're probably in an air-conditioned room, just like me. You're chilling. You get to go to the store to get your food. You don't have to hunt. You don't have to worry about getting eaten by a fucking, I don't know, by a fucking cougar or some shit. You're not getting eaten alive by fucking mosquitoes and shit. So please, that's a false comparison. Please don't make those, because they don't make sense. But anyways, Mikola. Dude, this channel, for some reason, it attracted some of these like carnivore people. And I'm not saying Mikola, I'm not saying that you're a carnivore person or anything, but it did attract quite a bit of these like carnivore people and like these low carb people with this whole Athlean-x reveal. I guess my audience kind of grew when I did this whole Athlean-x exposure thing, and it's for some reason it's brought along like a lot of people that are unwilling to accept science for what it is. I mean, if you can't accept science, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, good luck with that. But all right, let's get back to the next study here that Geoffrey Schofield linked. Okay, I'm gonna show you real quick right here. Consumption of whole eggs promotes greater stimulation of post-exercise muscle protein synthesis than consumption of isonitrogenous amounts of egg whites in young men. This word right here means equal amounts of protein, if I'm not mistaken. So essentially what happened in this study, and let me bring up my notes here. Yes, I did read these studies. This study actually compared eating whole eggs compared to that of egg white. whites. So egg white consumption. And this study actually did have 10 resistance trained subjects who, for some reason, again, and this was very weird in this study, the 10 trained subjects received infusions of phenylalanine, and I think that's how you say the word. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, and leucine, which leucine is a essential amino acid. They were actually injected with that in the morning. I don't understand why they were doing that or how this would vindicate cholesterol or whole eggs, because in this actual study, what they showed, let me take this down so you guys can just see me, but you guys got the title if you want to look up the study anyways. But essentially what they did is they fed these guys whole eggs or egg whites, and they only controlled for protein. They didn't control for calories, or at least I didn't see anything in there that said that they actually controlled for calories. And the whole eggs, the amount of whole eggs that they were eating was 3 whole eggs. And so they matched the protein between 3 whole eggs and egg whites. And the researchers noticed that when they ate whole eggs, there was more muscle protein synthesis when matched for protein. But it doesn't seem that calories were matched anyways during this experiment, because they ate the whole eggs right after they trained. So, and then they did like muscle biopsies on them, and they were, I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was like over 2 hours, and then it was at 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and I think as long as like 300 minutes or something like that, whatever that equates to. So, and then they noticed that when they ate the whole eggs, they had more muscle protein synthesis compared to egg whites. Okay. Still don't see how that vindicates dietary cholesterol as something that humans should be consuming. And I think even in that study, it did say something about like heart disease, and I don't remember exactly. Like I said, I've read a lot of science. I took a freaking nosedive into this shit. But again, that study doesn't vindicate shit. If you ask me, it doesn't say anything. If you ask me, saying that cholesterol is good for you just because you got more muscle protein synthesis after these young trained subjects were infused with leucine and phenylalanine, which I think is like in Diet Coke and stuff, and then had like some muscle biopsies and all that shit like directly immediately after training. It just doesn't prove anything. This is a very poor study to actually bring up to support to actually support the fact or the belief that cholesterol is good for growing muscle. So let's move on to the third study. But before I do that, let's see what's going on in the comments. It seems like Mikola is going crazy. Don't worry, I followed you a lot of Frank Chen. Are you familiar with Kevin Mann? I don't know. I don't know who Kevin Mann is. Don't worry, I followed a lot of vegan pages, but still like them because the comment sections are always infested with carnivore trolls. That's true, man. I've actually seen you, Frank, comment on like taking care of some of the carnist people like who are trying to deny science, and you're pretty funny, man. You're actually really funny. I've seen some of your comments, man. They're really, really funny. I really appreciate it, because when you comment, actually when people like this comment, I don't have to comment usually. Like when it's like a huge string and I'm like, fucking shit, man, I got to read through all this stuff. I mean, some of it's funny, but it's, man, I got shit to do, man. But when I see like I've got at least someone who's science-based commenting, I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'll just like the comment and stuff, you know. But I was like, all right, yeah, I've got someone helping me out here. So I really do appreciate it when you guys do get involved in the comment sections and all that stuff. And I will chime in. When I can. But I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Epic Math Time says Kevin Mann characterized carnivores like, oh, pollution is bad. Well, how about this? Rev's giant truck pollutes as much as possible on purpose. Yeah, that's that's pretty funny. That is true. Without using humans as an example, find an omnivore that can chew sideways. Oh, yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, the structure of your jaw is very different between omnivores and carnivores and omnivores. So yeah, very, very true. There's also other factors like the digestive tract and all that stuff, and in regards to like color, vision, and all that stuff, sense of smell that makes carnivores different from omnivores, and omnivores different from herbivores or herbivorous animals, or what's supposed to be primarily herbivorous animals. I'm also going to say this before I continue, and what people need to understand in regards to the science, and like I said, I'm not a fucking science guru, but from the science that I've read, and specifically the science that I read to in regards to the blue zones. The blue zones are people who lived well into their hundreds. They have a large number of centenarians in their area. And these people in the blue zones had a plant-based diet, a plant-heavy diet. They did eat animal flesh, okay? They ate animal flesh. If I remember correctly, it was about 4 to 5 ounces. I remember the description is about a deck of cards, about a deck of cards once a week. Once a week, they would eat about 4 to 5 ounces of, and it was typically pork. So some poor pig had to die for someone, for these people. I mean, they don't know any better. I mean, they probably didn't know. Most people in developed nations still think that animal products are essential and healthy for consumption. I mean, I used to be one of those people too. I used to think that too. But so to say that animal products can't be part of a healthy plant-based diet, technically, is not true, because animal products can be part of a plant-based diet, just at very, very small amounts. Very, very small amounts. Not every single day like how people are consuming them. Now, that doesn't mean that I support the consumption of animal products, because it's not necessary from a logical and just an empathetic perspective, or a point of view, if you will. There's no need to eat animal consumption. It's not because of the little bit of animal consumption that the people in the blue zones were eating that caused them to live so long. Actually, if you believe that, then you would actually also have to believe that the people in the blue zones live so long because they also drank alcohol, and they drank alcohol every day. Okay, they actually drank alcohol on average, it was like 2 cups of wine a day or something like that, if I remember correctly. Some of the people in certain blue zones would drink alcohol up to 2 cups of wine a day. And you're going to tell me they live so long because of the alcohol? No, there's not much that is good in alcohol. So it's not the fact that they were drinking the alcohol. I think it was because they were the fact that when they would have they would drink their alcohol, they would be like in like social circles, and they would be like with family and friends and have like conversation. They would conversate and like be able to like deload and have a good time. So it was like happy hour, I guess. It was a very stress relieving time for them. So nonetheless, that's my talk on the blue zones real quick. But let's see what else. Let's get into the third study that Geoff showed. God, man, I'm going back and forth, guys. I'm really sorry. Thanks for sticking along here. It's just I got a lot of things going on in my head. So see this as like an introductory to my head. You need alcohol to balance out your hydration. I would agree, dude. B12 blaze it vegan. I agree. You need a chug and sobriety. I agree, dude. I don't love alcohol, actually. I don't really drink alcohol. I drink alcohol sometimes whenever my girlfriend drinks alcohol. She's more fond of alcohol than I am, personally, but nonetheless, let's move on to the third study. My God, the ADD is for real, son. It is for real. So the third study, before I go on to something else, I think it was in regards to, I couldn't find the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, it was this study right here. Okay. This study, I could not find the whole article. So I only had to read the abstract. But nonetheless, this was another study that was, I'm sorry, let me show you the whole title. It's this one. And they misspelled training. Tevaining? What the heck is that? Tevaining? I think that's supposed to be an R there, but whatever. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, the study, effects of dietary cholesterol on muscle hypertrophy with resistance training. This was another study on people aged between 50 and 69 years old. Healthy, recreational, active 50 to 69-year-old men and women performed a standard of 12-week resistance training protocol 3 times a week. I'm sorry, let me go down here. 3 times a week, 8 exercise, 3 sets, 8 to 12 repetitions at 70% of 1 repetition max. Prior to testing and training, subjects participate in 5 hours of diet education, 6 hours of exercise orientation. During resistance exercise training, subjects restricted cholesterol to 3.5 milligrams per kilogram of lean body mass a day and consumed greater than 1 gram per kilogram of protein. Dietary records were submitted 4 times a week to assess compliance. Okay, so what we have in this study, I'm sorry guys, hold on, let me minimize this real quick and put it over here. So what we have in this study, again, is another, I would agree, it is a nice typo. I would agree. I saw that. I can see it from the corner here. I've got like a bunch of windows up here. So what we have here is another study of old people who, they put them on a resistance training program, and they fed them some eggs. They separated them to groups. They fed one group 0 eggs, another group just 1 egg, and another group 3 eggs. The groups that ate 0 eggs and the group that ate 3 eggs had more significant strength gains or strength increases in the chest and leg presses compared to the groups that only ate 1 egg. I really wanted to look at the study because I wanted to see what their blood panels look like, if they even took their blood panels, like their LDL cholesterol and all that stuff. Because apparently in the abstract it says that it did, but like I said, I couldn't find it for some reason, so whatever. But nonetheless, this study again doesn't vindicate shit. It's on old people between 50 to 69 years old who were recreationally active, which doesn't mean much. How does this actually conform with regular society? I mean, how does this apply to, say, someone like me who's approaching middle age? I'm 33 years old. Yes, I'm 33. Or someone, let's just say someone in their 20s or even 40s. How would this actually apply to them in regards to this? And the gains that they had, again, were, they weren't, it wasn't anything crazy. The people who ate 1 egg a day had less gains than the people who ate 0 eggs. So it seems like maybe there was like something going on with protein intake. I'm not sure. I can't give it I can't give it like its full diligence because I didn't read it. I didn't read the full study because I couldn't find it. So I'm only going off the abstract. But Geoffrey says it's okay. I don't see much going on here. I would love to see something, like, I don't know, some type of meta-analysis or something, an umbrella study, since Geoffrey believes in giving the whole picture. As he said in his first video, like he wants to give the whole picture. This little study is not giving the whole picture. This isn't a meta-analysis. This is a very small study that involved only a few people. This wasn't anything that great, but whatever. Maybe it's the greatest study ever, but I'm not going to give it anything. I can't say anything because I didn't read the whole thing. So now let me get back to see what you guys are saying in the comment sections here. Vegans in chat, would you eat that? What the heck are you talking about, bro? My dog stole a whole cooked chicken off the table whilst it was cooking. Did it now? Did it? The question is, why are you cooking chicken, dude? Why did you cook a chicken there, a user with no name? Why are you eating chicken, bro? What did that chicken ever do to you? So, Pugman, as always, vegans in chat, would you eat that? Lab meat is a monstrosity. Oh, no. Oh, no. Here we go. If lab meat minced pork was mixed into my mapo tofu at Hong Kong Cafe, I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't consume it consciously. But a German Shepherd would eat lab meat. So, science. I agree, Gavin. I agree. So, it seems like you guys are talking about almost never eat the plant meats. Either do I, Metal Demon. Yeah, I don't really eat the plant meat. Hey man, don't worry, man. I don't have one. Pugman wants to donate. You're good, man. I didn't put a donate button or something like that. I don't know if you can. Don't just ask me if you got something to ask, man. You're good, man. Don't worry about donating. Save your money. Spend it on some, I don't know, some delicious fruits or something. Some delicious plant-based foods. I'd rather you starve also, to be honest. Okay. So, moving on. Let's go on to the next topic here, or to the next science that Geoffrey showed here. He actually showed, and I have the science here because I read the whole article. It was this article right here. Dietary cholesterol from physiology to cardiovascular risk. Now, this is a review article, which is more is better, I would say. I think this is, at least now we've got more of an umbrella type of article. You know, it's not a meta-analysis or anything like that, but it's at least something that actually is going to look at a bunch more studies and stuff like that and put it into this one study. So I actually read this study, the whole thing, and then I read a bunch of the studies that were linked in the studies. You can see from these underlines here. Oh, wow, it's getting like all crooked there. I don't know why that's doing that. But I read a whole bunch of the studies that were linked in the studies because it was saying some really interesting stuff in this study. And I was just like, wow, this is something that I need to look up. But let's dig into it here. So what did I underline here? Given that cholesterol synthesized in the body, there is no absolute need for dietary intake, but regulation of the latter helps maintain a stable pool of cholesterol. And I would agree. I would agree that if you consume dietary cholesterol, as it says here, and though they at least openly admit in the research, these scientists here, Jean and Mikkel, they openly say that dietary cholesterol is not an essential nutrient, but it helps maintain a stable pool of cholesterol. I agree. It helps maintain a high stable of cholesterol if you habitually consume it. And if we look at the science that they linked here, trying to absolve dietary cholesterol as a nutrient that shouldn't really be worrisome in a person's diet, one of their studies here, it's not their first study, but it's one of their studies here, and there's a bunch of these that I underlined and I took a whole bunch of notes on. It says here, in certain subjects, massive consumption of eggs has no effect on plasma cholesterol levels. Well, that is very, very interesting. So, essentially, some of you may know this from talking to other people. A lot of people will say, well, a lot of people who claim to be science-based, they'll say, well, if you consume dietary cholesterol, it doesn't do anything to your cholesterol. It doesn't affect cholesterol. Joe Rogan is notorious for saying this shit. And I think he got this in his head from Chris Kresser and people like Rhonda Patra and all these people. I'm not saying Rhonda Patra is stupid or anything. I'm not saying she's a professor or nothing. She is a scientist, but she... I don't know what's her angle. I don't know if she's trying to bullshit people. I don't know what she's trying to do. But nonetheless, Joe Rogan will say things like, you can eat all the cholesterol you want. It doesn't do anything. It's just a genetic factor. If you have if you have bad high cholesterol, it's because you were just born that way and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, that's not true, for one. And two, if you already have a high cholesterol diet, and you consume a little bit more cholesterol, say an extra 2 eggs a day, then it's not really going to do anything to your cholesterol because you already have high cholesterol. This is where the confusion is. A lot of people don't realize that they are sick with high cholesterol. And this is why vegans, a lot of vegans will show this study. I'm actually going to bring it up here. You've probably already seen it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for the screen going blue there. I'm looking for the study here that I have. Here it is. There's a few studies on this. First off, we'll pull up the one that was done, what was it, back in like 2004 or something. This study right here. Optimal low-density lipoprotein is between 50 to 70 milligrams per deciliter. Okay, so this is where dietary cholesterol essentially doesn't progress, serum cholesterol doesn't progress atherosclerosis in arteries. Okay, when your cholesterol levels are below 70, typically it's around there. You want to keep your you want to keep your LDL cholesterol levels below 70. And a lot of these science articles, you'll notice that they'll say, oh, these people have great cholesterol. They have, their cholesterol, or it's normal. They have normal cholesterol. And I'm actually going to show you that. I'm going to show you right here, actually. This is why, so like someone, for example, like Geoffrey probably doesn't know this. He thinks that like, his cholesterol is normal. And look, and the science says that the cholesterol is normal. Well, yeah, it's normal. But normal has you dead by the age of 78. And it has you maybe on statins before that, and sick and full of atherosclerosis, right? Look at someone like Bernie Sanders. Look at someone like Randy Couture. Look at someone like, what's that fattest, what is it? The Biggest Loser? Barker? Whatever the heck that guy, I can't remember his name. I'm blanking out. Dude had a heart attack on a fucking treadmill. What was his name? Poliquin. Poliquin had a heart attack as well too. Now there was steroids, I think, involved with that guy, or TRT or something like that, which actually can make the progression of atherosclerosis heightened. So that has to be taken into account too. But nonetheless, the guy had a very high meat diet. The guy was eating. I specifically remember actually seeing a video on Charles. That's his name, Charles Poliquin. Charles, this dude. He said specific. I remember seeing a video. This guy, when he vacationed, he made sure that when he vacationed, it was in a spot where he knew he could get like elk meat or like good meat. Good meat. It was based on his diet. That's where he would where he would vacation. And then he has a heart attack like somewhere in his 50s or some shit. And I feel bad for the guy and his family because I think he had kids. I'm not sure. And I'm sorry that this happened, but what else did you expect, dude? I mean, you want to deny science and all this other crap, and you want to live this like high fat, high protein, animal based diet. Well, yeah, that's what's gonna happen, dude. That's what's gonna happen. But nonetheless, let's look at this science here. That study that I just showed, that consumption of dietary cholesterol doesn't increase cholesterol. Actually, I have some notes here. Let's see. The study is this one. I'm going to pull it up here. Give me a second, guys. Is it this one? Yep, it's this one. 32. Give me a second. Nope. Okay. Just a sec. Here we go. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are tearing it up in that comment sections. Let me see. All right. Oh, my God. Yeah, I remember this one. This one was freaking crazy, dude. Oh my God. Like, yeah, look here. You guys got to see this shit. An 88-year-old man who eats 25 eggs a day. They should have put an 88-year-old man who eats 25 fucking eggs a day, dude. How in the fuck did you eat 25 eggs a day? This guy right here, first of all, is, what do you call him? An anomaly or some shit? Is that what they're called? This dude ate fucking 25 eggs a day, but he had dementia. I remember reading this article. Alzheimer's, excuse me. Yeah, he had Alzheimer's, and they couldn't really recall how long he'd been doing it, but if I remember correctly, it was about like 15 years or so that he was eating somewhere between 20 and 30 eggs a day. Yeah, it was verified. Yeah, for 15 years. That was some crazy shit, right? So, and his total cholesterol levels were between 150 and 200. 200, if you ask me, is high. That's high. You want to ideally, I think, keep it below 150, 140 or something like that. So, but nonetheless, they did this little experiment on people. Here it is. 10 women and 1 man ranging from the ages of 30 to 60. And they fed them approximately 1,000 milligrams of additional cholesterol. That was the high cholesterol diet. And then they fed them a lower cholesterol diet of 219 milligrams a day, which this is like equal to about an egg, if I'm not mistaken, a little bit less than 1 egg. Or, no, this is more than 1 egg. 1 egg is like what, 170, 180, somewhere around there. I think this is like equal to about like 5 eggs. I think the study actually said that. So if you look at their cholesterol levels, the patient's plasma lipid levels, notice what they say, normal. It was normal. And now they have it in millimoles. I do milligrams per deciliter. So this equates to 5.18. I have it here. What the hell does that equal to? The daily cholesterol intake was 5. Okay, yeah, which is equal to 200 milligrams per deciliter. Okay, and their LDL was 3.68 millimoles per liter, which actually equates to 142. Actually, yeah, it said it right here. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. It said it right. Yeah, 200 milligrams per deciliter. I'm looking through my notes and shit because I actually did the conversions. Wow, I made the same mistake twice. So, anyways, yeah, their LDL cholesterol was 142 milligrams per deciliter. Again, what is ideal cholesterol? Remember, what was the ideal cholesterol? was below 70 milligrams per deciliter. These people have cholesterol levels that are twice as high than what they're supposed to be. And now these are normal people. That old dude, he was an anomaly. Like this guy, when I was reading the study, it was approximately 10,622 of the 12,953 micromoles of cholesterol that he consumed was actually passed through like his fecal matter. Like he would just like shit it out. And then a lot of it was actually turned into bile as well too. So the guy was like just like genetic freak or some shit like that. Very weird, very different type of individual. But nonetheless, these people's cholesterol levels were already high and they're already sick with high cholesterol. 142 milligrams per deciliter is not healthy. Your LDL being at 142 is not good. Okay, that's not good. And if you want to look at the rate of progression in regards to atherosclerosis, let's see here. I have God, what the heck did I do with it? The rate of progression in regards to atherosclerosis, according to this study right here. Let me pull this up. Give me a second, guys. It's a lot of you people probably seen this study. Normal LDL cholesterol levels are associated with subclinical atherosclerosis in the absence of risk factors. And if you look at this famous chart, like when this study came out, everyone was talking about this shit. Let me scroll down here. 140, you would fall right here in this area, building all kinds of fucking atherosclerosis, man. This is normal. This is what the scientists or the researchers in that study consider normal. Really? You want to be in this fucking level? Look what 70's at. 70's way the fuck down here. 60 to 70. That's fucking insane, dude. This is crazy shit. Oh, shit. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, that's... So I can see why a lot of people would actually get confused because of the terminology that is used. Okay, and we're just talking about cholesterol here. We're not talking about like consumption of saturated fat. We're not talking about increasing your chances for cancer, any of that stuff. We're just talking about straight cholesterol here and how it affects your chances for developing cerebral vascular disease, cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, back pain, and most importantly, and I've said this on multiple videos, a limp dick. Guys, that's serious. A limp dick is a serious fucking problem. I'll tell you right now, I will never suffer from a fucking limp dick because I'm plant-based, whole food plant-based, vegan, but sometimes I do eat some junky vegan foods, which is still plant-based, but it's like junky, so that's not whole food plant-based, right? It's just plant junk. I don't, whatever the fuck. So that study right there, again, was a study used from the study that Geoffrey linked. So normal cholesterol levels, according to these researchers, is 140 milligrams per deciliter in regards to your LDL. Yeah, okay. So sick is normal. That's what they're saying. You want to be sick. Now, this is what I wanted to tell Geoff. This is what I wanted to tell him. Dude, what you're reading is, it is correct. What they're saying is correct. But what's normal is not good. What is normal is going to get you sick, and it's going to give you heart disease, and it's going to give you brain disease, and it's going to fuck you up. That's all I was trying to say based on the science. But yeah, Gavin is actually saying, yeah, I read about that. Maybe he had PCSK9 gene. Yeah, I think the gene that cleans out cholesterol. Maybe he did. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah. Uh-oh. We've got a carnivore in here. Okay. Yeah. LDL is associated with stroke. Yeah. Look. Hey guys. NP carnivore is saying that low LDL cholesterol is associated with stroke. Yeah. Okay. I think I actually read a study or something like that. It was a while ago, but it was like in regards to people who already had atherosclerosis, people who already had an incident. And when you've had an incident, like your cholesterol levels like plummet to the ground. For example, I had my uncle's father, actually, he had cancer, and his cholesterol levels plummeted. Like his cholesterol levels were like super, super low from what I was told. But he had cancer. Okay. So when you're sick, yeah, your cholesterol levels drop. But again, that's cancer. And I've heard of incidents like that. I can't remember that one study that I read where they tried to pull a fast one. It was some bullshit fucking study. It was people who already had a heart attack and their cholesterol levels had dropped and all that shit. And they're already sick with high cholesterol. They already had the heart attack. And then they were already on statins and all that shit. And somehow because they had LDL, then they had another atherosclerotic event or some shit like that because there was still some plaque buildup in there, and so they had another incident. So all of a sudden now, if you have LDL or low LDL cholesterol, all of a sudden now you're gonna die of a stroke or a heart attack. No, dude, it's atherosclerosis that causes the incident. Okay, and the way atherosclerosis builds up is from having high cholesterol levels. Okay, it's causal. Okay, that's causal. I have some science actually on that as well too. That actually, the science that I just showed actually has a comment on that, and then there's an actual article on that as well too. But I'm not gonna look it up right now. I think I've put it in another video. Limp sick, you will if you continue with this vegan nonsense, dude. Carnivore fella, MP carnivore. What is your deal, dude? What is the deal with all of you people? Are you just trying to get attention? Well, good job, dude, because you're getting it. Yeah, dude, I am so sick. How about this, MP Carnivore? How about you upload some of your footage of how good you look, man? I'm about to squat 400 pounds, dude. What can you squat? All right, I'm closing in on a 315 bench. Yeah, I'm so fucking weak, right? Jesus Christ, dude, you people are fucking ridiculous. You guys live in fucking like this delusional land. Not to say, by the way, that just because I'm vegan or I'm plant-based doesn't mean that I'm making all these crazy gains. You can make gains on pretty much any diet, including an all meat-based diet. You're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna feel like crap because you're consuming very little carbohydrates and you're essentially depending on gluconeogenesis for all your quick energy, if you will, from fucking your proteins and fats turning into fucking glucose. Otherwise, so you don't have a fucking seizure and your brain doesn't shut off. But whatever. Good job, dude. You got my attention, dude. Jesus Christ, man. What is up with these carnivores, man? But moving on, we got to move on to the next study, man. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. So let me pull it up here. This isn't the study. This is the study that I was showing you. Dietary. Okay. So we've already shown this first study right here that shows, let me blow it up. So this first study just showed that that eggs had no effect on plasma cholesterol levels with people who already had high levels of cholesterol. So yeah. So if you're already sick with high cholesterol levels, then yeah, sure, go ahead. You want to eat some eggs and say, oh, look, it doesn't do anything to my cholesterol levels. Yeah, well, that's because you're already sick. It's kind of, well, I'll get into that rant in a second. Anyways, let's just move on to the second study. In moderately hypercholesterol, God, I can never say this word, cholesterolemic subjects, the consumption of, God, this is all 7 eggs per week instead of 2 only led to very minor changes in total and LDL cholesterol levels. Okay, so that study, let me bring that over here. Okay. That study was right here. Oh, yeah, I could not find, I don't know if I could find yeah, it's right here. I'm sorry. Yep, I got it right here. Let me copy it and pull up the link here. We'll pull it right here. Give me a second, guys. I apologize. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so that study right here, again, I read this one too. It was with, they had 168 subjects that they used in this experiment to see the difference in cholesterol levels when the subjects ate 2 eggs a week compared to that of 7 eggs a week. The study is reporting that there was not a significant change in cholesterol levels. But again, this is another study where the subjects already had high levels of cholesterol. Now, I'm going to show you the graph here. There's a graph right here. This is how they did the experiment. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit right there. You see that? You know, they had, 8 weeks of eating just 2 eggs and a low-fat diet, and then they split them. One group ate 8 eggs, 8 weeks of eating 2 eggs, and then 8 weeks of eating 7 eggs and a low-fat diet. But they also just followed what was considered a low-fat diet. and I don't remember how much fat they were eating. I don't even think it really was a low-fat diet. Did they even? God, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm all mixed up here because I've read like a bunch of these. But nonetheless, yeah, this is the study design of all this crap. And then essentially, if you look at their cholesterol levels, right? The God, I can never, these freaking crazy words. The people who had high cholesterol, okay, hyperlipidemic patients had LDL cholesterol levels of 180 milligrams per deciliter or 4.68 millimoles after 8 weeks of eating 7 eggs a week, and 179.04 milligrams per deciliter, 4.63 millimoles, which is this one, after eating, this one right here, after eating 2 eggs a week. So they had high cholesterol already. They already had high cholesterol, dude. Look, high cholesterol, high cholesterol, high cholesterol. Okay, all these people, even this one, these non-lipidemic, however the hell you say that word, had high cholesterol levels. Okay, the normal lipidemic subjects had LDL cholesterol levels of 123.74 milligrams per deciliter. That's what this is. 3.20 millimoles per liter is equal to 123.74 milligrams per deciliter. And then when they changed to eating 2 eggs, it dropped down to 118 milligrams per deciliter. So their cholesterol levels did drop, but still 118. 118 is way higher than 70 milligrams per deciliter. So again, there's another study trying to vindicate dietary cholesterol as something that's okay to consume because you didn't see a huge change in dietary cholesterol or in serum cholesterol levels. That's because they're already sick with high cholesterol levels. 118 milligrams per deciliter, 123 milligrams per deciliter is super fucking high, man. You're like 50 points higher than what is considered optimal. You're not supposed to have super high cholesterol levels like that. But let's see what you guys are saying. Are you guys going at it with this carnivore guy? Okay. Carnivore is a starving, weak fatty stuck in his mom's basement. Is he? That's what HS is saying, that carnivore. That's funny, man. He might be. Who knows, man? We shouldn't pick on the guy. Come on. But eat some carbs too, MP. How do you even work out without carbs? I remember being lethargic and shaking because of the low glucose levels after a workout on a low-carb diet. Let me tell you, HS, I went on a low-carb diet years ago, and I'm actually pretty ashamed to admit it. Slickster, what's up? Plants for the win. What's up, man? But and I remember when I was on a low-carb diet, I didn't necessarily feel super low energy. This was years ago. I actually went that whole keto shit. I tried it just to see what the fuck the fuss was about it. And that whole keto crap, man, I remember not feeling necessarily low energy, but I remember feeling kind of nauseous. I remember when I would eat, I was eating like eggs. Oh, so disgusting. Like these hard-boiled eggs. And I was eating like fatty cuts of beef and like steak and just nasty shit. I was eating a lot of vegetables too, though. A lot of salads and stuff with like olive oil and stuff. Very God, I feel really stupid admitting that I actually did this shit. But nonetheless, I did it, and I didn't necessarily feel low energy. I just felt like when I didn't feel like eating, I felt kind of sick, just nauseous all the time. And I felt what was really weird, like my triceps felt like really weak. That did feel weak, actually. I remember when I would press, they just felt weird. They felt almost like tingly. Very weird. I did it for like 7 months or something like that, 7 or 8 months years ago, a long time ago, just to see what the heck was the deal. I'd never done any of these like stupid diets, not to lose weight or nothing. I just tried it, and it was pretty dumb, but I experienced it, and it's definitely something that's highly overrated. So we can make fun of them. Yep, I'd agree. Eating dinner right now, natto and kimchi over rice. Dude, yeah, Frank Chen is eating. Hey, everyone. Frank Chen is eating natto and kimchi over rice. I like kimchi. You know, I've never tried natto. I never tried it, but I heard it's really good. It's really good for you. Just smashed a few apples, a kiwi fruit. All right, everybody's just talking about what they ate. A few medjool dates and a handful of walnuts, handful of hemp seeds, some cacao nibs. and an orange and some raw sugar sprinkled over the top. Carved up. Fuck yeah, you are. Hell yeah, you are, dude. Jeez. So what made so go vegan? Are you asking me, Plants for what made me go vegan? I actually have a video on that. Why I went vegan. I went vegan initially because of a little birdie. There was a little birdie, and the video is called, I can't remember the name of the video, but if you look through my videos, it's one of my vlogs, and it's like I remember the background. I put something like new chapter. There was a little birdie, and I felt bad for it. And long story short, I was eating later at night, and I was eating chicken, and I couldn't eat the chicken because I kind of like had some feelings towards a little birdie that I found outside that looked all like helpless and cold and like weak and stuff. And I just felt like shit, and that forced me to actually look into veganism and what all this stuff was, because I kind of already knew that people could live on a plant-based diet. I kind of knew because there were vegans, but nonetheless, it's on the Slightly Crazy Vegan chat too. Correct. Yes, it is. Pugman's asking me, do I have a day job? That is a fantastic question, Pugman. I do not have a day job. I did have a day job about 3 years ago, but I decided to retire because I became a real estate investor, and that's essentially how I make my income. So what I do is I do whatever I want now, but I had to don't get it messed up. Don't get it confused here. I had to work my ass to get where I'm at right now. So, but I am. I got my degree in IT years ago. Oh shit! One of my boys just came in, Carlos, dude. What's up, dude? I don't know if you've been here this whole time. Dang, Carlos Los. We call him Los. It's my dude from Miami. What's up, man? I haven't talked to him in a while. I miss you, buddy. Love you, man. Yeah, he's a really good friend of mine. For those of you who don't know Carlos, he's a Marine. I think actually he just got out. He's a former Marine, but he was in for a long time, reserve Marine. Done his time. Good Marine, outstanding guy. Really good dude. Has my back. I have his back. And actually, I'm going to steal him away from his wife. Me and Carlos are going to run away. We're going to buy an island, and we're just going to live there happily ever after. And his wife knows this. I love that dude. He's a great guy. But anyways, yeah, when I went vegan, it was yeah, I miss you too, man. But when I went vegan, it was a few years. It was back in 2018 in September, and what really helped me go vegan, from an ethical standpoint or just a logical standpoint, was actually it was Earthling Ed. I remember some of his videos had popped up, and I'd seen some of his videos, and he really helped. And with his like street debates and all that stuff years ago, it was really like I would see these arguments that people would bring up, and I was like, they sound so silly. Oh my God, what these people are saying, and the way he was so patient with everyone. I really enjoyed it, and he was a big influence on me, was Earthling Ed. And then I ran into Gary Yourofsky, and I thought, like, my God, like I wish I would have heard his speech years ago. If I would have heard his speech years ago, I think I would have gone vegan when I heard that, because Jesus Christ, is that guy like a very strong speaker. Love the things that Gary Yourofsky promotes in regards to veganism. I know he has like some issues with some other stuff, and he's been a bit on the aggressive side. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but what he stands for in regards to veganism, the way he speaks about it, his passion, and he's so educated about it, I think is brilliant. I think he's awesome. So that's a short synopsis of why I went vegan. But let's get back to the science real quick, since people want to question the science in regards to plant-based nutrition. People want to think that vegans let their bias get the best of them, and they believe some people believe that a person's bias is gonna let them cloud what the science is actually saying. And I agree, plants for the win. Yeah, the little birdie might have saved my life. Yeah, and not only my life, but my mom's life and my sister's life, and apparently some other people that I have influenced to go vegan on YouTube. I'm not sure, but yeah. I'm glad that we're making. Oh, my girlfriend's life and her kids. We're all vegan. And now her parents are now, I think, are vegan or plant-based. But I'm not gonna say why because I don't know if she would want me to say why. So I'm gonna keep that private. But moving on to the science, let's see what Frank Chen, my dude Frank, has to say here because this dude is hilarious. My regrets on going vegan is not going sooner. I agree. Wish someone told me I didn't need animal products earlier because meat was just revolting. His day job is researching the science. Can you not tell? Oh, by the way, AR right there, that's my girlfriend who just said that. AR, that's Antoinette, by the way. Yeah, I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of reading as well, too. Like I said, I do what I want. So, my God, man, this conversation's got way off, man. If Geoffrey sees this, he's going to be like, what the fuck, man? You're supposed to be talking about the science. All right, so I'm going to get back to science real quick, guys. I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as possible. So, let's bring up that article that Geoffrey linked as well, that he had linked. This is the last science article, by the way. Not necessarily the last science I'm going to show you, but this science in itself was the last one, this review that he had shown. So we got this one already. We got these two. And then he showed there's this also study. In subjects consuming a low-fat diet with an increased ratio of polyunsaturated fats and eating 7 eggs a week did not impact total cholesterol. I think, oh, shit. Whoops. So that was a study that, if I'm not mistaken, I just showed you. I'm sorry. It was this study right here that I think I couldn't find it. Yeah, it had been like wiped off the fucking earth or some shit. They're both very similar from, if you read the abstracts or whatever. Very, very similar, but I could not find this study. But this was the study that I just showed you. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the people essentially had high cholesterol. So moving on to this study, an increased intake of dietary cholesterol, 582 to 278 milligrams from the consumption of 2 eggs, a non-egg diet, does not increase plasma LDL when accompanied by an energy-restricted diet during 12 weeks with moderate weight loss. So I love these studies right here. Okay, so now they want to bring up weight loss. So these people, what the study is saying is that these people went on this diet, right? And they were eating eggs and their cholesterol levels didn't change. Well, what does that tell you? Right off the back, without even reading anything. What is one of the first things that happens when someone who's overweight needs to lose some weight? What's the first thing that you'll notice in their blood panel? Anyone guess? Their cholesterol levels. Oh shit, I almost dropped my water. Fuck, that would have been a disaster. But the first thing that you'll see is their cholesterol levels will drop, right? Now, according to this study, I'm going to bring it up here. Let's see here. According to this study, increase 12 weeks. Yeah, okay. Got the PubMed. I think this is just the abstract. I did read the whole study. Yeah, so when somebody goes on a diet, typically you'll see improvements in LDL cholesterol. But according to this, we didn't see any change in cholesterol. Increased dietary cholesterol does not increase plasma low density LDL when accompanied. I can't even see that. I can't even fully see that shit right there because it's cut off on my. Okay, here we go. Accompanied by an energy restricted diet and weight loss. You guys can see it, but I can't because my monitor is kind of jacked here. So essentially, let me bring up my notes here. I read the whole study, not just this freaking abstract. I didn't want to download it, but essentially, the study had 2 groups of people on separate 12 weeks, 2 separate 12-week calorie restricted diets. One group was directed to eat 2 eggs a day, while the control group simply dieted and they ate no eggs. The control group had a significant decrease in LDL cholesterol levels from baseline, from 114 milligrams per deciliter to in week 6, they dropped from 114 milligrams per deciliter to 105, so much better. But their cholesterol levels bounced back up when, at the end of the study, at the 12-week mark, they bounced back up to 110. And if you look at their weight loss, it was because their weight loss wasn't that good. Actually, and I have the chart right here. I did save it. Let's see here. If you guys can see it right here. No, this is their fat. See, yeah, these are my notes here. Okay, yeah, if you look at their cholesterol levels from baseline, the egg fed, no, this is, here you go, the non-egg. Yeah, they dropped from 2.95 millimoles to 2.72 back up to 285. This issue right here, I think, happened because there was an adherence issue with the diet, and this is actually quite normal, and they stated this in the study. They only lost like 2 pounds, I think, in the last 6 weeks or something shit like that. Yeah, look, they went from 77.3 kilograms of body weight, or kilos per, not kilograms, yeah, but kilos, to 76.4. So they only lost about like 2 pounds in 6 weeks. So that means, you know, these people weren't really dieting. They're probably fucking off on their diet or some shit. They lost some weight, but their cholesterol levels started bouncing back, which is not good. Now, if you look at the egg fed, they went from 3.02 millimoles to 2.97 to 2.85, which is the same as the non-egg fed group. Now, this non-egg fed group, as I said, had cholesterol levels at 114 milligrams per deciliter, and so did the egg fed group. So they both had the same amount of cholesterol levels. Wow. That's pretty shitty. Okay. If anything, this should show you that having a diet with eggs is not good. Okay, because your cholesterol levels stayed pretty high. And as I said, optimal levels for cholesterol levels is below 70. 70 or below typically is where you want to keep them. These are just my notes here. Yeah, the control group also ate less polyunsaturated, monounsaturated fat compared to that of the egg group. Weight loss for both groups slowed towards the end of the 12-week study. The diet was based on the British Heart Foundation guidelines for losing weight for men and women. I did not look up what their guidelines were in regards to eating, the British Heart Foundation guidelines, but I'm guessing it's got some animal products in there and whatnot, so I have no idea. Let me take this screen down here. So yeah, there's another study that just goes to show you that you had another group of people that just had high cholesterol levels. People had high cholesterol levels, and you give them 2 eggs, and all of a sudden nothing changed. Well, yeah, nothing changed because you're already sick with high cholesterol. Like, this study was full of this shit. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, there's only 2 more after this, man. So in lipidemic subjects, eating 2 eggs a day did not have any effect on total cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, and ApoB, regardless of the composition and quantity of the dietary lipid intake. So let me, that's stated right here. I'll put that right here. And this study, let me pull up my notes on that one. And like I said, guys, this is what I wanted to talk to Geoffrey about. I wanted to, because there seems to be some type of like serious misinterpretation of the science here. This sounds good. This sounds like really good that, oh yeah, you know, you can just eat cholesterol and it's not going to affect your cholesterol and all this stuff. I'm showing you that they're testing people who already have high cholesterol. Better not to be a dick root on that. There's my boy Red Pill Vegan. Better not be no dick root on that thumbnail. Dude, I don't think there's dick root there. Is there? Look, it's that there's no dick root, dude. There's no dick root. I've just got my abdominals, by the way, dude. Hey, man. Look, Red Pill. Hold on, man. Let me lower this, dude. Welcome to the chat, by the way, there, Joe. We got to do something, hopefully one day. But we got to talk, you and I. But my abdominals are super fucking weird, man. But there's no dick root, dude. There ain't no dick root there, bro. All right? Because if I were to really have dick root, I could have pulled my pants, my sweats. I think I was wearing sweats that day when I took that. That picture's like 2 years old or some shit. Actually, more than 2. That's actually like 3 years old, I think. I would have to pull them at least another like 2 to 3 inches lower to get that like Kino body dick root. Just messed up your whole stream. Nah, you did it, man. I've been like going off on like tangents, man. Wait, what's going on? All of a sudden you talk about dick root. No, man, I've been going off back and forth talking about science and all this stuff. But and just talking to everyone who's here on the stream, we're talking about dick root, Frank. That's what we're talking about. You see, because I was talking shit, and I think he's referencing my professor video on Kino body. Kino. There it is, Kino root, exactly. Kino body. You know how like he's always like showing his abs and all that shit, and he's got like fucking massive dick root. Like Jesus Christ, dude. Like you just want to tell this guy like put that away, dude. But it's a way of marketing. Everyone's like, wow, and they want that and all that shit. But when I get really lean, just like anyone, yeah, everyone's got dick root. But ain't no dick root there, man. That's just my abdominals. If there was, like I said, if there was dick root, that shit would have been pulled much lower. But let me get back to Kino body, more like this, huh? More like Kino body, yeah. So let me get back to this study real quick right here. This is another study, essentially, where what did I do? Okay, 37. Yeah, where essentially you had people again who were just sick with high cholesterol. I'm looking at the notes here. Study claims there was no significant change in cholesterol levels when the 25 subjects were fed a high or low cholesterol diet. All 3 diets that were followed were high in fat consumption as well. The average LDL cholesterol on the subjects was 158.5 milligrams per deciliter on the high cholesterol diet and 156.6 milligrams per deciliter on the low cholesterol diet. So I'll just show you my notes here. This was taken directly out of the study. And if you look at their cholesterol levels right here, I can't highlight it because it's a picture. But like that 4.10 millimoles and 4.05 millimoles, these were the subjects, the 25 subjects that were separated into 2. And some were put on the 190 milligrams per day of cholesterol, and the other subjects were put on 706 milligrams per day. And they both had similar cholesterol levels. And you didn't really see a change in cholesterol levels. But again, it's because all 3 diets were high in fat consumption, and they all had high cholesterol levels already, dude. 158. Again, dude, that's more than double of what is considered optimal. Again, not good. I wonder if Geoffrey will get the picture of this. If that high cholesterol, when you already have high cholesterol and you add some more cholesterol to your already high levels of cholesterol, that it's not really going to affect your cholesterol levels. So let's get to the last study here. Jesus Christ, man, I've been just going crazy here. All right, last study here, guys. In overweight men consuming a carbohydrate restricted diet. Here we go. Dietary cholesterol from 3 large eggs, 640 milligrams, increased HDL cholesterol, whereas it had no effect on LDL cholesterol, HDL cholesterol ratio. Wow, sounds incredible, right, guys? Doesn't it? All right. Well, let me pull up the study on that. Give me a second. See what you guys are saying. What is dick root? Oh, plans for the win. You don't know what dick root is, dude? All right, I'm gonna tell you what dick root is. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna pull up a picture. I am going to. Well, they're gonna demonetize the fuck out of this. All right. I'm gonna pull up. You're probably googling it yourself, anyways. But I'm gonna pull up dick root. Hold on. Let me pull it up on the side here. Make sure like some dude's fucking junk doesn't come out. Look, actually, let me just. Okay, this is like perfect right here. Jesus Christ, dude, this is so bad. All right. Oh God. All right. That's dick root right there, dude. That right there, that is like half an inch away from showing that that dude's junk. Yeah, dude, that's dick root. That's horrible dick root. Kino body loves to do that shit, but now you know. Hey, what's up, Emily? Oh, slightly crazy vegan just joined. What's up? Joined a little late. We're almost done. Hey, you're here. Yeah, she's here. So, but yeah, that's dick root, man. That's like when your pants are like super low below your belly button, your abs, and all that stuff, because it like turns some of the girls on and whatnot. But God, this stream has taken a turn. Dear Lord, please forgive me. But moving on to the last study right here, guys. The last one Weight consumption, this is number 39. Let me pull up my notes here. Here we go. Okay. I'm just going to show you my notes, actually. The cholesterol. Okay, so there was 28 overweight subjects that were all put on a carb-restricted diet. As you know, 15 subjects were fed the equivalent of 3 whole eggs, liquid eggs, and 13 subjects were assigned to drink an egg substitute. Cholesterol levels between the two groups did not differ significantly. The whole egg group levels, cholesterol levels jumped from 127.5 at baseline to 144 milligrams per deciliter. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but this is the cholesterol levels here. Hold on, baseline dietary intake. Oh, okay, no, that's what they were consuming, the amount of cholesterol. And right here is where you see their cholesterols at baseline, week 6, week 12. And you can see their cholesterol levels dropped at week 6, but then at week 12, for some reason, they spiked up to 144. Nonetheless, whole point being is that they all had high cholesterol levels. And somehow they got like super high at the end of week 12. Even the egg substitute group went from 110 to 107 to 121. Super high levels of cholesterol, not good. Your freaking arteries are building plaque in there. I guarantee it. Unless you're that 88-year-old man that I showed earlier. I showed the study on the 88-year-old man who was able to consume 25 eggs and didn't have any significant impact to his cholesterol levels. But the average person, the average normal person, would have a huge spike in cholesterol levels. So I think my point is pretty clear. That cholesterol is not good to consume. And I hope that Geoffrey is able to understand that. Or if I want to, let's just be respectful. The guy is a coach. Coach Geoff will understand that cholesterol is not something that humans should be consuming. And just because a study states that cholesterol levels didn't change significantly doesn't mean that person isn't sick already with high cholesterol. So that's something that needs to be understood. And I think that's something that isn't understood in the fitness community, and it's very, very easily misinterpreted. They see it as it's like a good thing that we don't see a change in cholesterol levels in these subjects when these experiments are done. So there's one last thing that I want to put an ideal weight. No, that's not it. This study also said something here. The rise of this is difficult. No, that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much. I think that was pretty much it. That was just the point that I wanted to get across. Ansel Keys must be your hero. Ansel Keys actually is not my hero. I haven't even read his study. I heard about it. I heard about, what was it, the 7 countries studies or something like that. But I'm sure you've heard a lot of hate from him, haven't you, MP Carnivore? A lot of people, for some reason, people in the low-carb and carnivore community, yeah, I know you guys don't read any science, because if you did, you wouldn't be carnivore. But, you're savage, dude. You are fucking savage, dude. So, Red Pill Vegan, my dude, Joe, is saying, now this is fact here, guys. He is saying that Ansel Keys like to bone carny boys with broomsticks. So you hear that, MP Carnivore? You're going to get a broomstick up your ass from Ansel Keys. The guy's going to come up from the dead and fucking shove a broomstick up your ass, dude. So you better take it easy there, dude. You should cop a time machine and get you some love, bro. It doesn't need a time machine, Joe. It doesn't need one. All right? Because that dude's coming up from the dead. And that's science. Now, MP Carnivore doesn't matter because he doesn't read science. Carnivores don't read science. All they do is listen to other carny idiots and claim that that's science. Anecdotal evidence is science. Remember, who was it? Who's the fuckstick that said this? Compliance is the science. I think it was Stan Efferding. Compliance is the science. Yeah, so compliance to a shit diet is scientifically good for someone. Just some crazy shit. Some of the crazy shit that people say. I mean, would you please just read a scientific article? I just showed all this evidence to show that dietary cholesterol is not good, and yet Slapnuts over here is still not understanding it. And I'm sorry I'm picking on you, MP Carnivore, but Jesus Christ, man. I think you're really just here to talk shit. All right, man. Take it easy. Yeah, Joe's going to go to the gym, man. Go get some gains in, dude. I'll talk to you soon, man. Hopefully we'll be able to plan something, Joe. Yeah, man. He's not a rabbit, dude. He's super shreds. He's like Shred City over there. But anyways, guys, that was the point of the video. And I hope that Geoff is able to see this, that dietary cholesterol is not something that humans that should be consuming. Just because you don't see a spike in cholesterol levels doesn't mean that you are healthy. Doesn't vindicate consumption of dietary cholesterol, something that as for people to be eating. So I hope that's clear enough. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I really don't have much else to say. I want to thank everyone for joining. Emily, Joe, Plants for the Win, Frank Chen, even you too, MP Carnivore. I really appreciate it. My girlfriend, Antoinette, for always supporting me and being there. Everyone. Who else did that? Pugman. What's up, man? Carlos, my boy. Cloud Spirals. All you guys. HS. I really appreciate everyone. Gavin as well too. I'm scrolling through to get all your names. A user with no name. If you're still here, Metal Demon, my dude. What's up, man? I appreciate you all chiming in and giving your 2 cents and all that stuff and joining me during the stream. Let's hope that Geoff is able to watch this. And guys, Geoff did also say something that like he received some type of hate or some shit like that or something. I hope no one here did that. All right. I don't condone necessarily hating someone. I don't think Geoff is a bad person. I don't think he's a dumb person. I think he's exactly the audience that I want to target. Okay, because there's a lot of misinformation in that type of audience, the gym going audience. That's how I started my YouTube channel. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was not vegan. And if you go to my earlier videos, I have a vlog where there's chicken. I'm eating chicken, or I show my plate and there's chicken on there. So I wasn't always vegan when I started this, as all of us, right? So, but nonetheless, I read the science and I did all that stuff. And if you watch my channel, you'll see how I got to this point and all that stuff. Not to say that I'm like some expert at all this. I'm just saying I understand some of the basic concepts in regards to nutrition and health, and it's not being spoken about in the fitness industry, in the fitness communities, especially in the guys that are very anti-bro science and anti-bullshit, just like my dude, Geoffrey Schofield. So Geoffrey, if you do get a chance to watch this, I hope you do. Just know there's no hard feelings, dude. I don't have any problems with you. I really like your content. I think you're a good dude. Tremendous physique, by the way, man. Better physique than mine's. And yeah, thanks for joining, man. Plans for the Win. And I hope I hope you can learn from something. I hope he can take something from this, and that I hope we can keep in touch somehow. And I want to thank everyone for watching. I'm gonna end the stream now, and I hope you guys have a good night, good day, whatever time it is, wherever you're at. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.